I get the feeling that WGS is going to be running some dive Genji Tracer. As I say that, we'll find out if they're on attack or defense here.
Give it a sec to figure out, get everything fleshed out as we get ready to go in. But yes, Sombra seems like we're going to be seeing that on both sides. And Climax is a pretty good map for you to run the Soldier 76 on. This has always been a classic, as we will have WGS starting off on attack here.
Sky not running the Genji, so he's going to be a little bit less pressure in terms
He's
of dive.
evolving.
Yeah. So moving away from that Genji that got them so much success to get the Soldier. We'll see if he switches it quickly amongst of course, upon seeing Climax here. Or if he just wants to stick with the zone. We're very likely we'll stick with it for at least one EMP.
Well, that's going to be Stellar going down as C-Back claims the kill. They wrap around the back, find Violet, so things not going well for O2 so far on this start. And this honestly could just be Laurels 9
the double cap
just
even.
winning this cap right off the bat here.
Sky's headed to point B. He's going in. They can't get out of this. Okay, he heads back because the cap doesn't actually come through. But like, they haven't killed anybody, so he needs to be here.
Yeah, Chu Young's gonna go down first and foremost as Yakpun jumps straight into the fight. Order dashing around the outskirts, will be able to find the enemy Winston and take him down. Climax hunting does have that attack visor ready to go, and he's gonna pop it out, finds the Winston. He leaps up right in onto the high ground. A couple more hits to finish him up. Coalescence is doing so much work in keeping him alive, and Climax is gonna get smacked down in the end. Seems like WGS Laurels will be able to claim this point rather quickly here. On Volskaya, 6 minutes, 45 seconds.
They gotta pick on the Violet. They have a pretty good ult
Stellar.
economy.
Oh, this could be a great snowball. They're gonna be pushing forward here. The Winston is right up in the front line to try and deny this as best as possible. Guy goes to the hack, can't find it, can't get the Diva either. Struggling, just wanting to get something done.
Yeah, with the changes to Sombra on the live patch, this won't be possible. They're gonna commit the sound barrier though. EMP, great angle here. Humbaba does actually somehow avoid that, I think, through the wall, so we'll be able to keep the D-Matrix up. So that, if he had been hacked there, that might have actually been lights out, at least for a tick.
Well, they hold him off here for a little bit. 3 ultimates on the side of Ardeont in their arsenal. And WGS building up their own. Nearly have another Coalescence there that was just completely instrumental in lift queue, helping to keep Z-Bag alive and maintain control over point A to get that cap coming through. Climax just going to be sitting back here onto the high ground and firing away where he can. They need to do some serious work with the 76 if they want to stop this and hold out on point B, because 6 minutes is a hell of a long time.
Z-Bag taking a ton of damage from Zenyatta with the Discord Orb on him as well, but he does get healed up here from the Moira.
All Sky's in the back. Has not been spotted yet. And moves dangerously though, has to jump out there. 16 HP left. Attack visor ready to go. Climax is going to pop this one yet again, firing away. The defense matrix stomps out some of that damage for a little while, but eventually
he does get his man.
Z-Bag has gone down. He is certainly looking like one of the better ones that he's had. Let's get hacked out as the EMP comes through from Sky, but he's still going to stay alive. Gets that little HP pack to keep himself alive and in the fight. And WGS have been repelled despite the heavy investment on the ultimate.
They were so close to a tick. I mean, probably looking at 0.5% away from that first tick. Very close call there for Ardeont. To lose that one would have been very frustrating despite the hold. They reset though. Climax back to center high ground. Humbaba very aggressively positioned forward, means he won't be able to peel as well, but Laurels 9 isn't running the heavy dive pump that they were showing us on Numbani, still sticking with the Sombra. Order, sneaky beaky like coming over here. Looking
turn around for a second, Lucio.
Looking for that Zen actually, it looks like here. Spots him out.
He does have Climax there to back him up.
He might
now
be
he's going to be spotted. Yeah, Rain, I think Rain saw him.
I'm not sure.
Did he not?
No, he's in his back turn. He doesn't know. He sees him now.
They immediately turn over with the Discord Orb. He goes down to 8 HP before he gets the recall off. Throws in the Pulse Bomb, and will get the kill there onto Humbaba. Takes him down. Now Stellar jumping out 4 HP as well. Manages to stay alive as Sky throws out that translocator to eject himself from the fight, but yet again, WGS are piling in and they're looking for the first tick this time around. Sky is taken out by Stellar. Order going low, getting zapped to death, but he's got 2 pistols and 1 big monkey, and he's going to use them, so takes him down. Transcendence coming in a bit too late to help out Yakpung. Does help the rest of the team pile in as they still continue to deny this first tick.
Climax doing a lot with his attack visor again, getting everyone basically caught in this choke point, fish in the barrel here.
Yeah, straight down the hallway.
They got the kills on the tanks, but they weren't able to finish off Climax, who's actually been so resilient actually on the defense here and staying alive. Got his attack visor and was able to help push things back. Just unfortunate they weren't able to get further kills after the tanks, because when you trade like this, when you're attacking point B on Volskaya, the defending team will always have the faster run back. They'll always be able to recover. Very impressive again that Ardeont is able to hold on to this first tick, as you say. Imbaba, again, just looking to try to grab some vision here. Order has been hyper aggressive with this trade, so this is not the target he wants.
Yeah, just chipping away where he can, trying to build up for that pulse bomb, but Sky goes down. The rockets from Imbaba finding him out. Good pick off, and then
Climax
going to
making
continue
the
to delay them.
And I like this a lot because they've been so aggressive with their Tracer Sombra that this is going to be a hero that can actually deal with that kind of on his own if he gets caught in a 1v1 situation with his flashbang. And he's going to be able to burst through the aggressive play of Monster Z-Bag much faster, because Monster Z-Bag has been hyper aggressive, and that good headshots coming through from McCree can actually help mitigate that.
Oh, Stellar
my
just
God.
goes in with the EMP, catches everybody by surprise, and it is just the killing fields here.
That was...
Ardeont, they just destroy WGS.
Man, that was one of the cleanest,
Oh, man.
well, I should say dirtiest EMPs I've ever seen. That was nice, Achilios. I mean, that was a big hack there, just casually across the side. They had no idea where it was coming from. Sometimes the EMP that sneaks up on you is scarier than the one that's super telegraphed, where you translocate in from the sky.
I mean, that was like climax levels of EMP, but he's playing the McCree.
It was like a car crash, man, of EMP.
Absolutely insane. That's going to be massive deletion, though, from the EMP from Sky. Gets rid of the sound barrier on the members of Ardeont. Deadeye comes through, but Climax doesn't find anything. No Essence there, trying to keep Benar alive, but it's just a little bit too late. He will get the remech, however, and a pick there on Derain with that self-destruct. The WGS, this could be their opportunity. Violet feels the pressure, has to use the Transcendence as they rejoin in the fight, and still control the point here for now. First tick still eluding WGS, and Bernard now popped out of the back. Climax doing some work here with the Cowboy, but he needs to save his Zenyatta. As the Z-Back goes in with the Primal Rage, but everybody just turns in to target him out. A double kill off the back of that one as Order falls as well. Ju Young won't get taken out. Climax does get traded, but that's all they get. Ardeont loses one member. They hold off WGS yet again, and now it's less than a minute left on the clock with no ticks taken.
Violet kept Yuckbook alive long enough to get that Primal Rage, and the two of them did so much to buy time to get Climax out. It's been fantastic on this McCree. I want to see more of this than the Soldier, to be honest, in situations like this. And for what, the fourth time now, Laurels 9 opens up with picks and still can't get a single tick. Now all they've got is an EMP. They're going to need that drive-by that Sky had last time if they want this to work. Or sorry, that Stellar had last time on the defense. They're going to have something like that with this EMP.
Well, here comes another one. Stellar throws it down. Not going to get nearly as many people, but still is going to be effective. He'll trade his life for 3. Climax finds another one. It's a Lucio just can't make his way out of there. Desperately wants to ride the walls, but he'll get shut down as Climax helps find another kill. And it's a cheeky little shot there on the lip Q, but no kills to be had. But just a second remaining. That's just going to be it. Full hold, or not a full hold. I pulled a wolf, but a hold comes through.
That's right.
On to point B.
Well, it was a wolf
stopped them.
Or I like to call them tickless. You know, just like when you went on a hiking trip with your dog, you took him to the vet and got him checked out.
Come back and
no ticks. Yeah, no ticks here. Not going to get any of those viruses that you can get on your pet. Make sure you get your dogs checked out, man, after you go on a hiking trip.
Yeah, Lyme disease is a bad thing.
Lyme disease is for real.
My dog got that at one point. It was very expensive treatment to take care of him.
Always check your dogs for ticks, but in this case, we need to see...
This is what people tune into Korea Contenders for, is just the hard-hitting and pet advice.
That's right.
That we provide, you know?
Well...
Overwatch is an afterthought.
I mean, it didn't have to take WGS to the vet to get the diagnosis that they are tickless as well after this. And it was just realistically good support play overall by WGS, or excuse me, by O2 Ardeont. But also, I was much more impressed with what we were able to see them do when Climax was playing the Soldier, or sorry, the McCree rather than the Soldier, where he could kind of help protect himself with flashbangs. We didn't see as much aggression coming through from WGS against him after that happened, because he could kind of hold his own a little bit better. Monster Z-Bag, though, when he's discorded and we're seeing Climax hit those shots with the McCree, he's the first to die almost every time. And I think you said it really well earlier when we started our broadcast. It feels like most of the Winston we're seeing, with the exception of Evo from Team 7, that we're talking about has been overextending Winstons. The good Winstons, you don't talk about them that much because they do their job kind of quietly and carefully and are able to do the peeling that's required, but it's the over-aggressive Winstons that are running out of Moira range, running out of Lucio heal range, that are really struggling and are really costing these teams big. So right now, O2 Ardeont got to be feeling great. They are really just 1 second point tick away from winning this series.
Sky scouts out the composition very early on. Stellar jumps forward, takes a bit of damage, just drop back in here onto the low ground, rejoin his team, but he's going to be safe for the moment. It's a hack on the mini pack. They'll just be shifting around up onto the top left side of the point. Now pushing out. It's going to be a bit of a Winston duel, zapping away. No hard commitments on either side yet.
Yeah, but Ardeont has the high ground controlled as the attacking team.
Climax has a great angle. He's just hitting him in the back of the head. Now they'll go ahead, drop down, and Baba, he's going to get popped out of that neck very swiftly. And that might just be a halt on this first push here already for O2.
They had a great start. They had the high ground controlled as the attacking team, which is super rare. But they just weren't able to get enough kills here. So yeah, this is actually going to be staggered respawns too. A little bit unfortunate there.
Rain didn't even, I'm surprised. I thought he was going to run his way, or wall ride his way back towards the spawn, but maybe got booped off slightly or just missed it. Either way, he falls off.
Sometimes going to comfort picks in situations like this, like Climax is doing here with this McCree. I'm not entirely sure what Violet was thinking here. I'm not even going to, let's just pretend like that didn't happen.
Spot to be in.
Yeah, but switching to comfort picks can sometimes be a sign of a weaker team, but with these two teams being so new and these players being so new as well, I feel like Climax going back to something a little bit more successful we saw him do on the defense there on that last point. I like him just being willing to switch this early on and just say, you know, I had more success with this when we were discording Monster Z-Bag. Let's stick with that. Let's try to burst down the tank at the front rather than looking for big flanks in the back line. And that's what we're going to see with this next attack. A slower, safer push. They grab the high ground again.
Order looking for it, but he's going to miss on the stick. Could have been an absolute huge one to shut down the push from Ardeont, but so is this EMP. Jumps straight in on top of him. Violent Rain and Climax all going down. And WGS, they might not have gotten the take there on point B, but right now they're looking damn good to get a hold here on A.
Yeah, it looks that way.
The actual full hold.
The actual full hold, not the wolf full hold, but the attack here that we saw from Ardeont both times was to control the high ground. If you can get a McCree up there and then dive down, McCree has so much room to work with. It's very powerful, but because WGS Laurels 9 knew this was coming and it was so telegraphed the last time as well, they just saved the EMP for everyone. Everyone came out of that doorway at the same time.
So I was like, look guys, I got this. I hacked the mega pack back here by point B. They'll never see it coming. This is how we win.
If they can get a really good push here, obviously they can try to go for the double cap, but it's going to be missing from the fight.
We'll jump in, get a decent amount of damage there on the Bernard, but can't finish him off, and now Stellar goes forward, drops down the EMP, and now they take down Monster Z-Bag.
He still has the translocator.
Yeah, invested in with that sound barrier, but it's not going to be enough. Limsky will go down. Too Young still under fire. And it seems like he is going to get taken out, and this is now the opportunity here for O2 to get control over this point. WGS wants to just delay this as long as possible to drain as much time off the clock as they can, but I don't think they're going to be able to get really anything back. 40 seconds is left. They will go ahead and get this cap, and now they just need one tick on to B in order to win the game.
Imagine had that been a cleaner wipe and Stellar had used his translocator 1 second earlier when he had it held there on B. Could have actually looked for a double cap, but didn't happen. He ran over here, but the respawns came in too quick.
They're going to have to fight here on this Mega, though.
Yeah, they're going to have to fight for the tick, and yeah, the Mega hack is very useful, obviously.
Still going to be a nice one. Translocate's back. Throws down that EMP. By the way, gets Rain or Violet regardless of whether or not that one connected. Let's get the hack there onto the D.Va. Can't do so, but decent hold here for WGS. So going to be stopping any potential snowballing forward and get some nice staggers as well.
Climax holds the Deadeye now, but getting to the high ground here is going to be much more difficult. There's not a clear path. In fact, he might even just have to end up using it on the low ground unless he can elevator himself up here, which is really just a lot of desperation for trying to make the McCree. You're trying to use this platform to get McCree into position. Stellar going to rehack this Mega Pack. Very useful for them if they try to take a left flanking approach. and obviously will deny the healing to Laurel's line when they're trying to peel here and defend that right side.
Order going low, he's gonna get jumped on down to 18, but manages to get that recall off in time to stay alive. Bernard under some pressure, zips around the corner and barely makes it out with his mech still intact, but Climax takes the life of Z-Bag. They lose out Stellar, now find Order. Transcendence coming through here from the side of WGS as they try to maintain control again. Just one tick is all that they need, but Ju-Young, he's dead. He had a sound barrier. That's huge. Sky throws in the EMP, manages to find one there as he takes out the Cowboy, but can't kill anybody else because the Transcendence is up to Zenyatta. Ju-Young getting ready to come back into the fight. Stellar throwing in his own EMP. They get rid of Order in the few. Desperation swaps over to Ana. The sound barrier comes down, but it's only going to be under the Lucio by himself. And answering one comes down from O2. Halfway there to get the cap. Just need to go ahead, get rid of a few members of WGS, and this will be in the bag. And it seems like they've got it. Everybody low on HP. Everybody gets picked off. And O2 Ardeont come up with another win, 3 in a row in this series.
They've taken the series as a result. They are the victors today of these final 2 teams to come into Contenders Korea. Was very much a showcasing of how to use Sombra effectively there in terms of health pack hacking. Having that mega pack hacked meant that the supports were more taxed. That meant that Z-Bag couldn't be as aggressive to head over and trade, grab the health pack on his way back. So it also gave more room for Sombra to continue to heal herself up while harassing, looking for the EMP that eventually did end that game and end this series. The kill onto Ju-Young, as you pointed out very swiftly, was really the last nail in the coffin because he couldn't use the sound barrier. And that meant that they won that exchange, and they were just able to snowball it from there because they had the Transcendence available and that last EMP. I like to see more Climax on the McCree. That much is for sure.
Yeah, I think it's much better on the McCree than the Soldier 76. He had a couple moments. Tracking's good, but just wasn't really able to register the kills. The McCree gives him a bit more utility as far as locking down the Tracers and the Sombras that have been dominating the meta right now. If you can get that flashbang on the Sombra before that Translocator goes off, land the headshot, she's done.
It also means that, you know, the damage output against a very aggressive Winston like Z-Bag, constantly being discorded, it just really gives him more potential for kills. And basically, you're letting the front line come to you because Z-Bag's playing so hyper-aggressive that you're just basically enjoying the free shots, the free ult charge, and you're just going to get way more out of the Discord orbs when you play it like this. Well, that's the end of this series, but our final map yet to be determined.
Yeah.
We know that Junkertown is the go-to pick for WGS, and it'll be our first time seeing it in this tournament if they do grab it.
Have not seen it yet, but yeah, okay, so Ivy's going to be coming back in for the final map. They've got the win secured as far as the series is concerned, so I want to give him a bit more play time.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of this.
So, yeah,
because they
standard.
don't sub Climax back out, it leads me to believe that exactly as you say, it is going to be more of that pick for experience and kind of rotating the DPSs. We saw Order very emotional there and really struggling. As you can see, the coach coming over to give him a pat on the back. We know that Order was a full-time streamer. That was, you know, where he got his name to fame. That's why he's got so many fans coming to support him today. But it's been a rough series for WGS. They've lost it now. And if you're a guy who's coming to the pro scene for the first time, there's always going to be those guys on the internet, globally and of course here domestically, who say, go back to streaming. This is the pro scene. It's your opening day. And it's understandable that with him kind of coming up flat in some of these team fights, that he's going to be feeling the emotions now.
Yeah, this was the play of the series, of the day, I would say. Just beautiful EMP.
Best EMP just in terms of success and value that I've seen in a while.
Yeah. And then
I'm not trying to say that he pressed Q really well. I'm just saying like the way that he set that up and how oblivious the enemy team was just made for fireworks.
Yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. But yeah, WGS struggling here on their map picks, have not been able to win any of them. Seemed like maybe Volskaya was going to be the opportunity, as they almost did execute on that full hold, but in the end, they get beaten out. And unfortunately for them, their escort pick is the same as O2's as far as their favorites are concerned. So double Junkertown. So even then, they're not really picking themselves an advantage if they want to go for this. They're kind of just rolling the dice.
Yeah, it's rough. They also, I mean, they showed some Widow earlier on at the beginning of the night, but it was not fantastic Widow by any means. It was a bit sloppy on both sides. We saw kills traded on Ruins on Achilios. We could see some pirate ship action, I suppose, but it's really up to them. I think the key is to play Junkertown if that's really your comfort pick map, because you've already got a player who's clearly feeling the emotions in order here. Bernard, the veteran of the team here, still keeping spirits high. We are going to Junkertown.
Aha, what a surprise.
Trash Zone, as it's called in Korean.
Trash Zone, ready to go. I was going to make a joke about Australia, but I won't. I have a lot of Australian friends, and we also have an Australian broadcast going on in Contenders, so that would be unkind of me, and it would have been unfounded anyway. Australia is a beautiful place, but Junkertown is not.
Maybe not. Maybe not in the Blizzard future, man.
Junkertown is just is an awful place.
Yeah, it's gross. I mean, it's a pretty balanced and good map. It was in Stage 1 of Overwatch League, which is where we really got our first look at it, you and I, because it was never played in Apex. So that's why we saw Korean players playing on it the first time. And we know it now to be a map that has a lot of varied strategies. And this will be the first time we see it in Korea. This is the first time we'll see it with these players on this patch, with Sombra being very powerful at the moment.
First part of this map is going to be probably a lot of Widowmaker coming out here.
Yeah,
start
Widow,
things off.
Maybe a little Bastion push, little you know,
little pirate ship,
action.
little pirate ship maybe.
Little pirate ship.
See
They're Buccaneers, Achilios. I can't believe that people call it a pirate ship. It's the Buccaneers. I don't know another word for ship. The Buccaneers Junker, because it's Junkertown. Come on. They're not pirates.
It's a pirate ship.
They're just trying to win.
Look at all the booty. You know who's got booty? Pirates.
Well, maybe they just earned it. How do you know? How do you know, Achilios?
You know,
you're being prejudiced.
Because I remember the lore video for this map where they in fact did go and steal everything. It was Junkrat and Roadhog.
I always forget that you're the lore guy. That's not always me. Well,
that's more so for other titles, but every now and then I dabble. I dabble with Overwatch.
He's a dabbler, not a dabber. Okay, going to this map
Certainly
now.
not.
No Bastion, just going to be the Widow push here with the tank exchanges.
Okay, well, already a shot going through there. We're going to have to watch himself. Break through the shield. He's going to take another one. Climax does, however, go down as Order finds the better of that fight, but Rain has the res ready to go. They'll bring him back in. A nice little pop up there on a Baba, knocking him out of the mech.
So, decent start here for WGS. Ooh, that was a close call there with the deflection.
Ivy trying to get the deflect, gets the melee in, finishes him off in the end, and manages to take it.
It wasn't a fair fight. He had the pocket mercy on him.
It was a weird fight, for sure. As you see, Duckpunk going very, very low after that hook, but manages to stay alive. He's getting pocketed up by Rain. In the meantime, taking another look at the picture-in-picture here as Climax just dies, this time sniped out by the enemy Zenyatta. Lift you coming up to kill. Junkrat has the tire ready to go, but isn't going to be finding much for it. Just a little bit of damage coming through. It's like Ivy doesn't get much with the Dragon Blade. Takes down one, but that's about it.
Two totally anticlimactic ultimates being exchanged here. But the cart is still moving forward as we're watching Arisa's drop their shields in front of each other.
It's like some really weird combat going on. There's just double barrier facing each other, point blank.
I haven't quite seen this played like this yet on Junkertown. It's
really weird, like trench combat where they're just right next to each other.
Yeah, it reminds me of nah, it doesn't remind me of anything. I'm like, I've never seen this before. This is weird. I don't know where I was going with that, but
very bizarre.
It's bizarre. Well, Laurels and I do get halted for a little bit here. The setup they have to defend this is kind of gatekeeping them from getting to this payload and or pirate ship / booty cart.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
Oh, great combo here.
Nice hook goes through, but they're completely distracted into the back.
The Hulk pulled them together. The Hulk pulled them into that self-destruct. That was a sick combo.
Yeah.
That was well executed by Ardeont.
Really nicely done.
impressive.
That was the cleanest thing we've seen so far in this series.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, it looked like you could see it happen before it was going to, before it actually did, because I saw that tossed in and I was like, well, this is a silly self-destruct until I saw the Hulk come out. Very well played.
Oh, Climax is sitting on. Here comes the bombs. He wants desperately to get out of there. It looks like he'll be able to survive. A bit scary of a situation there for the Widowmaker, but he'll stay in the fight for now. Needs to get some more headshots, however. But here comes another Dragon Blade, jumps it into the back, goes onto the boosted Widowmaker. They weren't even healing him. Schröder goes down, the Bongo gets the lead in. Rain will get picked by the whole hog, but it's still going to be a very one fight here by O2 Ardeont. Another Hulk drags them together. Ivy dashes his way in for a kill onto Sky.
Remember how
and this could just be a full hold again. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Remember how well Laurels 9 did when they had Sky on the Genji when they were diving the long-range hit scan? I feel like they could try to apply that and try to kill the Widow. Sure, it won't be as easy with the Orisa to peel, but I feel like that's an attempt they should take, but Order's not willing to. He wants to win the duels, but it's so tough when your opponent has defender's advantage. Just feels like they should go back to what worked last time. We're going to get some Riptire to try to open this one up.
Finds the Genji, all right, so a bit better this time around. At least gets a pick off there. Ivy's going to be out of the fight. He's not going to be building up for another Dragon Blade. Climax is trying to get these shots, misses 3 times, and then finally takes out Order.
We know Order's mentality is not in a good place right now. This is certainly not doing him any favors. He's unwilling to switch off the Widow.
Oh,
He's
you are
outclassed
between a rock and a hard place
again.
right now. The Hulk comes in. Diva Bomb finds 2. Yet again, they have found the combo that works for them. Lift Q very foolishly uses the Transcendence just to try to stay in onto the booty cart, but he can't do it. And that's going to be a full hold here on A. Ardeont looking to turn this into a very swift series despite the back and forth.
Really cool combos at the Hulk. We saw Order head in hands before the match started. Can imagine what he's feeling right now. He was so focused or so unwilling to change, I should say, off of the Widow, even though he was being outclassed. So we just basically saw a highlight reel of him dying over and over and over in the 1v1s there. The Widow pick did nothing for them when they were, because they were running Hog, they didn't have their own Diva. The Hulk combo was used against them. And, you know, I think morale's pretty low on the side of WGS Laurels 9 right now. And this is one of the shortest pushes we'll ever see on Junkertown. I haven't seen a full hold on this map for a while, but this wasn't even close to finish.
Nope.
I mean, the payload was practically knocking back at the spawn, wanting to come back inside.
They were rounding the corner to get in front of the gate. Was about it. This is,
That's why we saw so many of those weird barrier fights just out in the open, because that's where most of the action was happening, so they couldn't push this one forward.
This is a very bad look.
I have a bad feeling about this one, Achilios, for the WGS fans. A lot of the fans in the fans with their fan signs over their faces right now, some clasping hands in what looks like prayer. I mean, they're thinking of Jeff themselves right now watching this one, but I don't know if there's any way WGS takes this map.
Yeah. I think we could stick a fork in this one.
Yeah, it may be done.
Yeah. Well, seems like Ivy maybe running the Genji yet again. Yakupum swapping over to the Orisa, so looking for that hold hook combo.
They just are gonna run the dive. Straight up to look for the kill. Climax is dead though. Order finally gets his
He wasn't
revenge.
even the one that stepped into the trap. That was Ivy, but Climax is the one who gets taken down. Odd turn of events there. I'm sure he's mildly annoyed.
Yeah,
with
Order's
this Widowmaker so far.
Order's probably feeling a little bit better.
Oh, nice. Pulp does deny the grapple hook, but he'll have that up in no time anyway. Ivy takes quite a bit of damage and has to peel back. Sees that trap on the walkway, but hasn't gone to clear it yet. Instead dashes in, looking for the discorded up. Widowmaker can't finish him off yet, but they do manage to get Lip Q. So their tanks are going to be relatively safe to push up here into the front line. Hulk comes down yet again, drags the Widowmaker right up into the front lines. That melee into the back is just going to be Ivy coming up with multiple kills. 2 dead there. Cart pushing forward. Ardeont looking to go ahead and put that final nail in the coffin. Now just playing with his food. Lift Q will get taken down by Climax from the side.
That is
all she wrote.
Very one-sided final map here, and what was a pretty competitive series overall. Oh, whole hogging him out of there. 4-0 victory. The tank line for WGS Laurel 9 in that map, just couldn't hold up. They lost it, which meant the Widow fight was going to be an easy one. When you've got Widow pressure against you and a Genji diving in, you've got no tanks to peel. You're not going to last very long, and